What is up, Nephilim? This is the Chig coming at you with another D3 build guide. Today we're going to be talking about the Witch Doctor. We're going to be talking about the Jade set. This is pretty much just an elite hunter. You can use this for speed 16s, you can use this for speed GRs, pretty much whatever you want to do. It's effective, it's not fast. That's basically the cut and dry of it. Before we get started though, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Everything you do helps support the channel. And don't forget, we are having a giveaway as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers. So we are going to be giving away a copy of D4 or a different video game of your choice. How you enter is by being a subscriber and hitting like and commenting on any of the videos where that's mentioned. The more videos you like and comment, the more entries you get into the giveaway. So let's hop right into it. We are using all 6 pieces of the Jade set. So, 2 set, when Haunt lands on an enemy already affected by Haunt, and instantly deals 3,500 seconds of Haunt damage, which is a ton. Soul Harvest gains the effect of every rune and has its cooldown reduced by 1 second. Every time you cast Haunt or Locust Swarm, we're going to be spamming Haunt like mad. Soul Harvest reduces the damage taken by 50% for 12 seconds and consumes your damage overtime effects on the enemies, dealing 10,000 seconds worth of damage. So it's kind of a knock them up and set them down. You make sure they got Pestilence and Haunt, and then you go ahead and Soul Harvest, right? It's a super easy playstyle. Pretty fun too. We got a cooldown gem in the hat. Your cooldowns don't really matter because you're getting them back super fast with Grave Injustice anyway, so it's not that big a deal. But the faster we get them back, the more damage we do, the faster we get them back. So it's kind of a moot point. Scorch Necklace, while not taking damage, damage dealt is increased by up to 100%, damage taken is reduced by up to 50%. Lakumba's Ornament reduces damage taken by 60% for Soul Harvest. Stacks is at least 3. In addition, 2% for each stack of Soul Harvest, and we get extra stacks, so it's a whole thing. Haunting Girdle, Haunt releases 1 extra spirit, and as usual, my gear's not really rolled for much. I've re-rolled a couple pieces just for no real reason in particular. Ring of Emptiness, your non-fetish pets deal increased damage to enemies affected by your Haunt or Locust Swarms. You and your non-fetish pets deal increased damage to enemies affected by either your Haunt or Locust Swarm. Either, not both. It used to be both. So that's kind of a thing. Then we're using Sacred Harvester. So Soul Harvest now stacks up to 10 times, gives us extra damage reduction. And we're using Shukrani's Triumph. After the initial duration of Spirit Walk ends, it will continue to last until you attack 3 times or until an elite enemies within 20 yards of you. Attacks while in the Spirit Realm deal increased damage. So we're just zooming around and elite hunting. It's a joke. It's fun. Big cooldown gem in the hat. Int gems in the gear. I have quite a bit of it here, 13,491. I will remove my int from the paragon points, so we got 8,000, and I'm going to do a 90 and show you 8,000 on a 90. We have Gogok of Swiftness for the cooldown. We have Molten Wildebeest Gizzard to keep up squirts. And then since we're going to be in spirit form a lot, we're going to be having squirts up most of the time. And we got Bane the Trap because we're going to be in melee range. We're going to be slowing stuff. Echoing Fury, we're going to be getting more attack speed and more movement speed. That's going to help out a lot. Quetzalcoatl, Locust Swarm and Haunt now deal their damage in half the normal duration. Basically doubles your DPS, right? Convention of Elements, when it rolls around, it deals increased damage. Soul Harvest, increase your armor by 10% for enemy harvested and increases and reduces their movement speed. Languish is the tanky one. We're not the most tanky build, so that helps us out a lot. Pyranados just stacks them up, makes it easier to blow them up with the Soul Harvest. Spirit Walk, leave the physical body and enter the Spirit Realm. This says 2 seconds, this says until you hit an elite pack, so you get to move quicker and unhindered. Haunt, we're using Resentful Spirits, so instead of 1 spirit, this lets us release 2, And instead of 2 spirits, this lets us release 3. So each time we haunt, we're letting out 3 spirits. So it's going pretty crazy. Locust Swarm, unleash a plague that deals 1,000 to 40% weapon damage, has a 100% chance to jump to 2 enemies. We're just trying to disease the entire screen as fast as possible. And then Horrify, frightening aspect. This gives us armor for 8 seconds after casting Horrify. Just help get us be tanky. Grave Injustice, 1% of your maximum life and mana, and reduce the cooldown of 1 second whenever an enemy dies within 20 yards. Range is extended by a pickup radius. Covenant's Ritual, you deal 25% increased damage to enemies within 20 yards. You are going to be melee. Creeping Death, your Haunt and Locust Swarm damage amplification from piranhas lasts almost forever. When you are healed by a health globe, you gain 10% of your maximum mana and 10% intelligence for 15 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. So we're going to be having a ton of extra int when we're doing this build. It's super strong. It's, like I said, it's not the fastest, but it is a strong build. So how you get started, go ahead and pop in. You can go ahead and, alright, so here's an elite pack. Hit them with the swarm, hit them with the haunt, and then you cut them down, and then you go stealth again, and you go look for another elite pack. We are literally just elite hunting with this build. You can stop for big density, you can melt density, but I mean, why when you can just elite hunt and be fine? And elite hunting is definitely an effective method of doing speed GRs, so that's what we're going to do. We are going to, well, this is a good density, so we'll kill this, but and you want to make sure you're keeping up your soul harvest at all times. And aside from that, I mean, this is super easy to play, guys. Like, you just disease stuff, and when something's living for a longer amount of time, you hit it with soul harvest and it just dies. So it's not like, I mean, you got the DPS, right? And we're not geared. We don't have a bunch of ancients and a bunch of augs. We don't really have gear. We're just running around poking stuff, right? Like, it's not like we're struggling under any circumstance here. So go ahead and pop these guys, go ahead and pull them together, throw some haunts, and then you can one-shot the blues for the most part. Oh, that one didn't die. That's weird. Yeah, you just zoom, baby, zoom. And, you know, being able to zoom around is fun, right? Like, the movement speed is fun. You can use this build for bounties, because on T16 you're going to obliterate anything you touch, right? So it's just, this is exactly how you would play the bounty build too, for this set anyway. You would just run around with the offhand that lets you stay zooming. I may switch it over to like an Ingoem or something instead of the Harvester, because you're not going to need the extra toughness, but like, you could definitely use this build for the for bounties if you wanted to. I'm sure there are better bounty builds. I haven't really looked into bounty builds for Witch Doctors, because I like the build I use for bounties, so that's a thing. But yeah, you see it here. Just walk around and disease them, blow them up. Like, it's not rocket appliances. We are honestly, like, this is a build that not a lot of people play, so you could easily push the leaderboards on a build like this. If it's something you like, obviously don't go push leaderboards on a build you don't like, because it kind of defeats the purpose of playing the game. But yeah, like I said, it's not fast, but it is effective. You just got to work on your positioning, make sure you're not standing in bad, and then you just zoom around and elite hunt. And one of the good things about the build too is, since it doesn't pop you out until you have hit 3 things after you go into Spirit Walk, it makes it a little easier to like break down doors and stuff. Alright, here's the last elite we're going to need to get the Guardian. Yeah. And then when you're fighting mobs that live a while, So, piranhas, locust swarm, and you basically just spam on them, right? Because you got to keep up like, your haunt deals damage each time you hit, and, you know, I don't know. And then after you get them stacked up, you cut them down, and you win. Because, extra damages and stuff. Anyway, that's this build. It's, like I said, it's not fast, but it's effective. Um, anyways, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and get up there and get those legendaries, guys.